Fireman dripstone. Let's see, I haven't checked on this in a minute. Doing pretty good. And what do we got in here? Also doing pretty good. Nice. Well, hello. My name is Chuck Ross, and we're playing Minecraft on Bedrock. And today, we're doing a couple of things. First of all, we were talking to McSquare, and he was saying that he thinks the town is pretty much done. And he was asking if we had any thoughts on, like, you know, like a build here and there that it might need. And honestly, I can't really think of anything. Maybe, like, some houses or something? But other than that, that's pretty much it. So we're all probably going to move off into slightly more separated builds eventually, here in a couple of weeks, maybe a month or two, I don't know. But what I'm doing today is, firstly, we are going to start texturing the barn. You can see I've got a couple of things going on over here already. I'm still not entirely sure what I want to do with this this giant blank section, but I think I've got a couple ideas, and I think it'll look pretty cool. So, let me show you the graffiti I've got going on in here. The other night, MC Square and I were just trying to figure out what matches the red terracotta the best. And we probably spent 45 minutes finding any red tinted block we could. So we've obviously got brick there, we've got nether rack, we've got red wool, we've got the nether wart blocks, concrete powder. We even tried cherry wood, the warped wood unshaved, the red nether wart blocks, or the red nether rack bricks or whatever, to, you know, what is that? Granite. And the blocks that I found looks the best are mangrove. I almost said the other one, and I managed to get away with it. So we're going to go with mangrove. I think if I end up texturing the White Stripes, which is a great band, check them out, I'm probably going to use bone blocks. I tried quartz, and the quartz pillars are too stripy. The regular quartz is too clean and has that, like, brick texture on the bottom. And it's got, like, it's too white. So I think the bone block's going to be a good one. And that is what we're going to do for the walls themselves. For the actual floor in here, we're going to get... I went and found a azalea tree in the wild and have pillaged all of the rooted dirt out of it. That was, of course, after I spent probably an hour or two trying to make it myself, which was not fun. And yeah, this was this was all the different blocks that we tried. Yeah, I think we even tried acacia. I tried jungle wood, but it's not as vibrant as it used to be. But yeah, so I might use the jungle wood on the floor. I'm not sure yet. I like the way that one looks, but I'm not going to have enough dripstone to use that on the floor, unfortunately, but that's fine. Maybe we'll get there eventually. Another thing, I wish I'd known this earlier, but apparently cow crushers don't work on Bedrock. So I don't know how many cows are in there. Let me empty this out so we can actually see how many we get. All of the leather and the beef was put there by me from other places, or when I just killed random cows. But yeah, unfortunately, this just doesn't work. And, fun fact, apparently Bedrock doesn't have sweeping edge, which is weird, because I'm not sure why that's the case. I was telling him about the issues I was having with the XP farm, the one over there with the silverfish. And I was saying that there's another way to build that where you just sit there and swipe at them. And he was like, yeah, but I don't think you'd want to do that because Bedrock doesn't have sweeping edge. So you'd have to hit each individual silverfish. And I was like, what? Why is it so just they're not things that I would expect would be different. And then it's just the most bizarre things. I probably should have been counting each strike so that I knew how many cows were in here, but oh well. Cool. Okay. Well, lesson learned, I guess. I also had to make the fence too high because animals kept getting out. Man, I forgot how hard it is to match materials with red terracotta. I don't know why that's the case, but for some reason it is. That feels pretty good. Maybe let's pull out a couple of those. And one there. And maybe we'll do a couple along here. We'll go here, there, and there. And then maybe we'll do just like a couple in that section. And let's get this section done real quick. It's a little symmetrical, it feels like. So let's do that. And then just a couple in the corner. Okay. So if I can get these in before they all despawn, that would be fantastic. And let's start with the regular stripped. And I think for that we'll go down. And over. And over, over, down. That's weird. I'll probably come back to that. Oh, yeah, I guess I gotta strip those first, huh? So how do I want to deal with that? I think what I might do is take this and just kind of shove that in the corner here. Gotcha. Already, I think that's going to make a huge difference. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, that's fantastic. I think one of these days I will get into actually playing with highlights and lowlights. So as an example, what that would mean is that the pale oak is very white, and the bone blocks are very kind of eggshell white. So what I would do is take the darker one and put those mostly in the corners or directly under the roof. And then I would do basically the same thing with the mangrove. Kind of keep that generally in the shadows and then have it get kind of lighter mostly as it comes down. And what that would do, hypothetically, if I did it well, would give it the effect of basically shadows, like being cast from the roof. And then I could maybe do like streaks of, dirt running down the wall, or maybe the paint stripping off of sections. And you would do that mostly with colors more than like the paint literally being stripped off of, the terracotta would be a regular terracotta block. That would not get the point across. What you'd want to do is use probably the mangrove wood to make it look like close enough. So that to me anyway, what that shows is like, well, the wood is, worn out in this section, but also it's not as thick as it used to be because you can now see the wood underneath the barn. That is the thought process behind doing it that way. I will one of these days give that a try. I don't think today is that day. So good. I am going to have to do it to that as well, because otherwise that's going to stand out pretty drastically. I am, however, going to come in and replace some of those with the planks. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I think most of them are going to be planks. I'm sorry, most of them are going to be the wood, and then I'm going to replace some of them with the planks. And an even smaller number with the stairs. Alright, let's take a look. Oh yeah, that's going to be nice. I think I'm going to go very sparingly on the stairs, actually. Like, I might do... On the whole face, I think I'm going to say 5, maybe total. Hey, what do you know? That's actually the number I've got. Okay. That makes things easier. Okay, so let's say... Let's go here. This is kind of very even. Let's bring that up a little bit. In the middle, I think I will go up here. And we will go with this one, I think. Oh, that's going to be a problem, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Am I okay with having the barn have openings like that? We'll give it a try. If I don't like it, I don't like it. As of right now, I'm in a experimental mood, I think. And over here, where is it on that? It's generally in the line with that, so we'll go kind of low on this side. And all right, what do we got? Wow, that ages it quite significantly, just right immediately. Okay. I think that blends it into the area a lot better. I do think that that's kind of too many, though. Like, I actually think on this entire face, that should probably be maybe 2 or 3. 5 feels like too much. I think if I did that one, and then maybe that one, I think that would be about good. But I think that many just makes it look too beat up. Yeah, that is it. Nice. Okay. Cool. So I need about 1 million more bone blocks. That's not gonna be the most fun. Yeah. However, what I did not realize is that I can actually compost, where is it? These things, which is cool, I guess. Unfortunately, we don't actually have like a skeleton grinder, so when I've needed a lot of it, I will either go and harvest the beetroots and just basically compost all of them, or I will go to the trial chambers and fight some of the skeletons there. Yeah, we're gonna need quite a few more bone blocks. Okay. I think... Because, I mean, I've shown you the process that I'm going to use, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this off, just do all of them, and then we can move on to the next section. How's that? Sound good? Sound good to me. Okay. See you in a bit. Well, I have finished making the barn look old, and I have to say I'm very pleased with that, actually. I'm playing around with the interior design for the dirt. I think the exterior will be a little different, a little drier. I did also do the silos, which I'm very happy with. There are... Don't know why I couldn't do that. I kind of took two different ideas for these. So the first one, I did kind of the way that I normally do it. Where I'll go with like, you know, a little bit of a pattern and then over and then a different pattern and then kind of repeat those 2 or 3 over and over again. With this one, I don't know how obvious it is because the rings really do break it up a lot. And I wish I had another block that I could use to like make the part of the white ring look a little older. But what I ended up trying to do, and I think I did a pretty good job of it, is trying to use the mangrove as like a place where the water has run down and is like, you know, dirt's collecting and maybe the paint's rubbing off or rust or something like that. So I was trying to make it look like the this one is sort of the outside of that, and then the planks are kind of more towards the center because it's got that black, the darker lines. So I think it just looks a little better as the inside for those. And then you've got kind of an effect that's supposed to look like, you know, this entire section sort of swoops down, and then this one kind of ends here, I think. And then kind of, you know, the same way over here. And then I also decided to do that sort of under the covers for the lights. Like the area around it might be, I don't know, if you want to go rusted or just something. And then that's also running down the side a bit. And I think I really like that, especially for the silos. I don't know if that would have worked so well for the barn, just because of the size of it. I think that would have been interesting. It would have been doable for sure. Of course, I didn't realize it until I was on, you know, the last one that I was like, oh, this might look kind of cool. But yeah, I'm very happy with them. They look different, but not too different enough that it's like clearly like night and day or anything, which is nice. I put in a floor. I decided I wanted that. Got quite a few melons now. And not as many, I don't think, but actually pretty close to the same. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is work on the interior floor, which is going to be these blocks, and then the outside is going to be slightly different, but I mean, honestly, I recommend watching my my roads video, if you haven't already. I'm going to be kind of doing 2 of those ones, so like the one that's got the dripstone in it is slightly more muddy, and then the one that's got mostly path blocks and I think stripped oak logs, I think is the other one. And that's like a very dry, very compact, and that's going to go mostly on the outside. So we're going to do that, and I guess I'll be back to show you what it looks like. So, if you don't mind, I'm going to show you what I've done, and if you like it, and you're not already, please subscribe. I'm going to say that. Also, you know, maybe leave a like. But, let me show you, because I gotta say, I am pretty pleased with myself. So, the floor in here, nothing terribly special. Kind of covered this generally in my roads video, where this path, call it a path, but obviously this was just like interior flooring, is generally mostly the coarse dirt with a little bit of the rooted. I don't have a whole lot of the dripstone right now because the farm is kind of just barely up and running now. So only got a couple of those here and there. And then the junglewood planks. Now, we step outside, and I extended this a little bit farther. I don't know where the actual road and area is going to be, so I just keep pushing the dirt out. I brought this all the way over here and connected it to the animal pen, kind of blended those two together. As you can see, I also have some bushes. The mangrove, I like that one a lot. Now, onto this path over here, we have the other one, which is a little more sparse as far as the decorations go, but honestly, I think that's fine. I don't need, every single block being something special, so. I did go ahead and plant a couple of the different things, so I've got a couple of the dead bushes, the dark oak saplings, and then the ferns, yeah. And got some stairs in here for a little depth. Got some actual ability to walk up the way, which is nice. Unfortunately, it makes the path look a little less dirt than I would like, but what are you going to do? I don't feel like jumping up the path all the time. So now, here's where it gets interesting. Where I live, you have, especially like when you drive just, a couple miles farther out and you get in like the actual country, you get a lot of silos covered in a lot of, I think kudzu is what I get, is what we get in our area. But, just generally vines and things. And it's always climbing way up the silos, and then quite often we'll actually, the roots will dig into it, and there's so much pressure from the vines it'll actually tear it down. But with the mangrove dirt, or not the dirt, the roots, it looks so much like dead vines. It's crazy. So like, well, I have to use it because you get more of that than wood when you're harvesting mangrove. So then it's like, you got the vines growing up, and then they just sort of like die off at the top. Maybe they're being treated or something, I don't know. Or maybe they're just, outgrown where their food is. So, oh man, I'm so happy with how this has turned out. I genuinely am just so incredibly pleased with myself. Oh man. Honestly, I like the mangrove roots so much as like the end of vines that I am really resisting the urge to just add those to the end of all of the vines all over the place. But I'm not entirely pleased with the amount of vinage. I think it's something that I'm just gonna have to practice. Of parts of this look better than others, and overall, like looking at the entire barn and the entire surroundings, I'm very pleased with it. But like there are some little places where I'm nitpicking of, this connection's a little odd. I think probably to wrap it around the front more and then bring it back up. I kind of want to dangle more off the sides, but there's like a level where it goes from being a barn in use but covered in vines to a barn that you can't use because of too much vines. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. But I have to say, I'm just so incredibly pleased with this. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Oh my gosh. So good. One thing that I started to do after a while, which I don't know if you can even tell this, but let me get back up here. Wasting all these rockets all over the place. One thing that I started to do was kind of try to keep the vines over the darker patches and have them kind of connect to it, as if, I don't know, in my head you've got the vines that grow up and, maybe at some point they got torn off, but it left either the material is all raw now, does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. In my head, it makes sense. So, unfortunately, that's all the time I got today. But, if you liked any of this, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. What's with the long eye blinks? I don't get it. Okay. Bye-bye.